So as you can see, we made it back over onto the job again. This is kind of like part three. It's part three of the skidder. This is basically part three of where we're trying to get the skidder going and stuff. What we're doing now is, as I mentioned in the last two videos, the fuel tank is froze. It's got something in the lines. So Claude rigged up a water bottle that he's going to put fuel in, and then he made a cap with drill a hole in it so that it stays up there. We talked with the owners, Jim and Joan, and we're debating whether to try tarping it and throwing a salamander on the gas tank or on the fuel tank, or just to see if warmer weather prevails, and we've got the line on a hook, put a bucket below it, hope it drains out itself. But today we're hopeful. We're hopeful that we've already heard it run, so we know it will run. We just want to make sure everything else works. But now the process comes to where we have to bleed the whole system again. The old girl's running. It's a good running skidder, especially for sitting this long. You can see I'm turning the steering wheel. I'm doing that, trying to see if the hydraulics are going to pick up. Because what was odd is when we checked the stick, it showed empty. And then we checked the stick today and it showed just below the add mark. But we still have no hydraulics, no steering, no movement of the blade. And Claude had mentioned that some of these skidders you have to check actually when they're running. It'll suck the hydraulics into the system and empty the tank. And you have to have enough in the tank to fill the system to have everything work properly. So that's what we're doing right now, is we're checking it while it's running, just to kind of shits and giggles to see what it reads, and it showed nothing at all. We brought 15 gallons just in case. Like I say, we're hopeful that it's going to work, especially for Jim and Joan, so that they can get top dollar out of it without spending a lot of money. We have hydraulics now. As you can see, I'm trying to lift the blade, but the blade froze into the ground. And the steering is just starting to pick up. So the next thing is to see if we can't break it free by rocking it forward and backwards, because she's lifting the hind tires right off the ground. That's how much power she's got. But now the emergency brake we can't get released because it's froze up. And I'm not saying froze up in a sense of ice up. It's just been sitting so long that I can't get the button to release to get it so that we can move it frontwards and backwards. Claude grabbed a set of pliers to see if he can't bang on the button while I'm holding it back. Finally just released, so that part's good. So now let's see if the shifting is froze up. This has got the older style on the column. And it's quite a knack to be able to operate it. The only reason I know how to do it real easy is because the 2010s that I have were the same thing. I broke it free enough so now I got the blade off the ground. And here we go. You know it's going to run and drive. Like I say, you got to kind of work the shifter and finesse. So towards the end of the video, we're going to show you the next two projects after this one's done. We're still not done on this. We're just at a point where we need to decide what to do with the fuel tank. Now that we know that it's going to run and drive, we're going to go ahead and buy 2 brand new batteries for it. The hydraulic fluid is good. It's nice and clear. There's no water in it, so we're not going to bother changing that. We may change the engine oil. We've already changed the fuel filter, but we're trying to keep the cost as low as possible to the owners. You know, Jim and Joan are the type of people that you do what it's got to. You do what you have to do to it, and let us know what it costs. They don't want somebody getting something that's not 100%. In other words, they're good people. So we want to keep it running for a while, make sure everything works. So I decided, well, why not just plow out a spot where we can park it, where it's out of the way, because it's been in the way where it's been. So the surprising part is it's going really well without even having a set of bear paws on it. And for you folks that may be coming to this auction looking for this skidder, there is a set of bear paws there that's going to be sold separately. It does fit this machine. You know, they're a little bit wore, but I think Jim was telling me 25 or 30 years ago he bought them up in Canada somewhere for $500 for the set. The equivalent now is a set of chains for my tractor, for one of my tractors, with 28-inch rubber. Back 25 years ago, I was spending right around 150 to 200. Now it's 600 to 900. So just imagine the bear paws, how much it went from 500 to probably up to $2,000 or more. You guys that are in the logging and that kind of stuff would know more about it than I would. I'm watching the fuel in the jug, and boy, she loves her fuel. The way I feel right now is that whoever ends up with this skidder at the auction is going to end up with a nice skidder. You know, they may have to do a little bit here or there to get it 100%, but I think they'll be very happy. The only thing that we didn't try yesterday is, when I say yesterday, I do the videos and then I voice over the following day. But the only thing we didn't check was the winch, and we need to find something to hook onto to see if we can't pull it. I mean, one of us can run the cable out and then hold on to it while the other one brings it back in, but that isn't showing power, that's just showing that it goes in and out. And that's hydraulic as well. See up there to the right, Jim and Joan's son-in-law, Tracy's husband, is getting them all plowed out. He's got a plow and he's also got a sander on the back. Talking over between the two of us, what's our next game plan?
I moved it like that. I didn't touch the camera, so I know I didn't shut it off. Here you go, Dave. It's running and driving.
We're both pretty happy with what we got
one
done.
project down. Now we're going to look at the tractor and the apprentice loader. See if we can't get that going for Jim and Joan. Manure spreader.
So this here is one of the next projects. Is the tractor. It's a John Deere. From what we're told, that it does run and drive, but right now the battery is completely flat. So we need to pick up another battery for that. So that's a total of 3 batteries I gotta get. And we couldn't even get the lights to come on. And by putting a jump pack on it, just barely rolled it over.
All right, you want to bring the truck ahead and bring a jump pack down? See the top of the boom right there, but it's got an old 1960s chassis truck, and all the hydraulics run off from the truck. So the truck we have to get running in order for the apprentice to move. But one thing at a time, with this colder weather, we're going to start concentrating on this one. Skidder's running and driving. The only issue with the skidder is the fuel tank is still froze. So we ran the jug off the top. And it's going to need 2 new batteries. Tractor, if it runs and drives and everything works as it should only need a battery for this and get the tires blown up. And then we'll jump over onto the apprentice. Stick with us, guys. We could actually use the skidder and plow a path right out through here. Tractors are loaded. Yep, the loader's sitting right here. Huh? What's that? They said that tractor has a loader? Yep. Yeah, that's the hydraulic pump.
What year would that be?
59, 60, 61.
59 to 61. Before I was even born. So I was born in 62 and I'm 60.
will probably go for the most of it being an antique.
Okay, ready? Okay, try it now. There we go. Oh, boy. Yeah, just a small block.
Let's see. Go I don't see any sticks either.
What's that?
Hold it up. I want to get a picture of it.
It's a small block.
Small block V8.
Yeah, so it's either 283 or
305.
307. No, they didn't make a 305 back when this was made. They made a 307, a 283, and a 350.
Well, guys, we're making history. We've got over a 60-year-old truck.
Yep.
Looks like it's probably going to run too.
Yeah, it's got points in it, so we should be able to do them. It's too loose to turn it over, but
Well, we'll have to come back for this one.
yeah, this won't be too bad.
I'd leave it unlatched. Well, yeah, that skidder, if that one truck is moved, will come right down here. Push the path. Probably that skidder will hook around in the front of that and bring it right out of here. Maybe not. So that's going to be the end of this video. We've got the skidder running and driving. We'll try the winch out and we'll show you the winch working in another video. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold being outside. Our next plan of attack is getting batteries. We're going to jump over to the John Deere tractor, put a new battery in that, make sure it's running and driving and doing what it should be doing, and then we'll talk with Jim and Joan about if they want to do a service on it, get it fresh oil and hydraulics and so forth, or if they just want to let it go the way it is. And then we're going to jump over to the Prentice. The truck has to run in order for the Prentice to work. It's driveline PTO for the hydraulic. And if the truck's not running, no hydraulics are going to work. So we won't be able to lift the legs, move the boom or anything. So we remain hopeful and optimistic that we can get that truck going. If we can get that truck going, that will really help them out a lot. So stick with us, guys. Follow the channel, and we'll jump to the John Deere next, and I'll have that as a separate video, and then you'll see us working on the Prentice loader. All right, catch you later.